Yo, Overlord X, yes the man is there too with a guide to Amsterdam.
Vandaag een speciale uitzending Underdog. Radio 100 begroet de mensen van het BBC 2 special Rough Guides in Amsterdam.
Bridge of sights to rest my eyes in shades of green under dreaming spires to Ichiku Park, that's where I've been. What did you do there? I got high.
And one of the places they're going to start with is this, the Conradstraat squad, where 130 people have been living and working for the past 3 years. Under a law passed recently, squatting has been declared illegal.
It's no longer the 60s. It's changed. They are ruling the city they're trying to rule the city as a machine, as an efficient machine, and everything which doesn't seem to fit in a machine they want to throw out. So they don't see how projects like this could fit in the machine, which I think they could very easily. They give people a chance to find their own way of living, to get out of the social security, things like that, without any support from the government. They can find their own way. But people who show their own initiative also have their own minds, and that's dangerous for the system. We don't live like yuppies, we do it differently.
They are preventing, at this very moment, the building of a large new social housing project. And it's not me that has taken this decision. The city council in large majority has decided on that project, and the judge agreed several times. There is no way out. They have to go.
For most of the people, it is that they don't have another place to live in or another place to go to. So most people can't leave. It's not a question that they don't believe, they don't want to leave, but they can't leave.
Are your personal preferences for a yuppie city?
No. Well, my personal preference is to be a city where everybody feels at home. Yuppies, but also squatters, why not? If they accepting the general principles of how to live together in a democratic society. We don't accept anymore violent confrontations between the squatter movement and police, because the police in a democracy has a monopoly of using violence. That's how democracy works.
We don't plan to go out with the bank, they plan to come in with the bank. And we will help them to make the bank as big as possible.
twice, but I found this one back at the bridge, so I stole it back myself.
4, 3.
It's 7 bikes stolen. In 3 months for 17, and in 5 days 3.
The way to see these pretty canals and bridges has to be on foot. But there is one menace in cities built around canals like this one, which awaits the unsuspecting pedestrian, and that has everything to do with the lovable domestic pooch.
Listen, y'all homeboys across the sea, we'll open your eyes so you can see. Like Sherlock Holmes, we'll give you some clues so you can find out about his wooden shoes. Boy, busy chilling in Holland, always finding bad weather. Hot umbrella in my hand, my record is made of leather. Level, on the sea sometimes our feet get wet, but the damn knock with diamonds. Still, hardest we can sweat, still on the edge, but old enough to let you know. King House Rocker, Dr. D, Professor O, still the show. What we got back here? Everybody wish they had chilling women, wooden shoes, or things the past. The greatest discotheque Europe set today without a chill. With its own private doctor, if you even might get ill. Being Spencer turntable like the man in the fable. Humpty Dumpty on the wall, he may fall, but it's able to sit down with his tight seat belt with a level that says, yeah. Fascinating young dudes from a new generation, lighting up the situation, never get a violation. Yo, cut the small talk, cause we gotta get serious. Your girl is furious, and her parents are delirious, cause you cheat on your girl with all of her friends, with John and Betty. Don't forget Constance, Ray.
By the end of the 70s, Amsterdam's good time years were coming to an end. Heroin had become a major problem.
In 1979, we had a situation where there was a very much rise, big rise yearly in drugs epidemic, but also in the crime involved. At that time, it was also a motivation from the city. Well, we feel that heroin addiction is a social problem. If it's a social problem and it's not a disease or whatever, why not meet them with methadone so that they then can be quiet?
When the methadone project began in 1979, it gave methadone as a heroin substitute. Now it also gives AIDS advice and clean needles, but the junkies who go have a new problem.
I know it's gonna take a lot of problems to get off the methadone, but anyhow, I already stopped with the heroin, and the only medicine against heroin is methadone. It's legal, on that way you can have it from your doctor. You don't have to steal. You can make plannings for the day, for the weekend. You can have a normal life position.
A drug addict now is someone who's 30 years old or more, has been using drugs more than 10 years. And that means that there's a very big difference between young people still in society, maybe in rebellion or whatever, and hard drug addicts.
The Melkweg is a massive entertainment complex which, like most pleasure domes in this city, was started by, guess who, the hippies in the 60s. It was still trendy in the 70s, but actually by this time it's not really as hip as it used to be. It used to be the centre for the Dutch music industry, if you can call it an industry. If indeed you could call it music. You are shocking, Blue.
London and New York City, and we take a little piece of Amsterdam. Right, we are going on a summer holiday. If you want to go, you'll swim. We go into London and New York City, and we take a little piece of Amsterdam.
I've been waiting for a signal to go round, but there's no way to get in. There are places where you feel sensation, but I just can't get it on. There are people who can't make decisions. There are people who can't make it through the tonight. I need a shotgun. Shooting me right into my heart. I need a shotgun, baby. Shooting me right into my heart.
Welcome, welcome, people, to your Friday quiz. Switch your brains off and enjoy the wonderful world of showbiz. Let's agree among ourselves, create like monkeys do. Let's agree among ourselves, and stupid, that's the clue. Oh yes, he's born, I even sell my precious mom. Yes, yes, he's born, for a chance to win a song. Oh, come on, Paul, I made the answer myself. Please not be born, if I can win the belt.
Wij hopen natuurlijk niet, we zullen ons uiterste best doen om alles even vloeiend en soepel te laten verlopen als jullie dat gewend zijn van het Underdogs-team.
Well, I'm part of a policy group. That means I do finances and things like that.
Okay. Why does a pirate radio station for squatters exist?
Well, in the first time when we started in 1980, we were asked by squatters to start a radio station. And I think 8 years later, it is still part of our policy to let the people speak for themselves. But I'm afraid, or I think the time of the pirate stations in Amsterdam is over. Up till last winter, there were a lot of commercial pirate stations, but the police have raided them all. So we're the last pirate station.
But all the others have been busted, and you've been exempted from that. Why is that?
I think one reason is that we're not commercial. The other reason is that we have a movement behind us. We have a squatters movement behind us. We have a lot of listeners who are very committed to Radio 100, but I don't know if the mayor is a fan of us. I don't think so. The DJs and all people who work on the radio pay actually for being a part of Radio 100. So that's another way of financing the radio, letting our program makers, our DJs pay a little contribution to the radio.
Was there something about the music scene here that particularly attracted you?
Down here, is it? It's all accepted. This is all...
We'll ask the essential question about the great man. How do you pronounce this?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh?
Van Gogh.
It's Van Gogh.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to pronounce this?
Van Gogh.
Van what?
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
And that's definitive, is it?
Yes.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because Vincent was my great uncle.
Well, I guess that settles it then. Theo, to be born in Amsterdam with a name like Van Gogh, that must be some baggage to carry around.
Well, I don't walk around with a note on my face. My name is Van Gogh, so nobody bothers me.
Really, nobody notices that you're a Van Gogh?
No, of course not.
Sorry, Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Right. You yourself are an artist of sorts, aren't you?
No, I make movies.
You make movies? Yeah, what kind of movies are these?
Features for the cinema.
Can you tell us a little bit about them? Tell us about one of your films.
The first became famous because it was a story about a mentally diseased millionaire's daughter who gets kidnapped by a psycho. And one fragment was shown on television. The father refuses to pay the ransom. And one fragment was shown on television in which you saw him putting 2 cats into the washing machine. And so next week, two cats.
2 cats?
In the washing machine, bzzz, like that.
Did you write the script yourself?
Yeah. And next week I had to come back to show that the cats were still alive because the whole nation stood up in uproar. That was nice.
And were the cats still alive?
Yes. They were biting my hands.
Tell me a little bit about your journalistic activities. You write a column in a paper, don't
Yeah.
you? Yeah. And I believe you try to be deliberately controversial, is that right?
Oh, no, not at all. It's a little teaser, you know. The more you insult the people who have to give subsidies, the easier it is to get your money for the films. And that's what I do sometimes in my column. And then I should say that Dutch film industry is really like a small, small village. So it's very nice to crucify some people which you don't like.
And now, a rough guide scoop. What you're about to see is undoubtedly a Van Gogh original. But is it a masterpiece?
Een stadium van grote helderheid. Onbezorgd en ongehinderd danste hij. Vanuit de richting van de baar klonk het geratel van dobbelstenen. De man uit Ghana speelde verder met de baarjuffrouw. En de houding der mensen was verachtelijk. Trouweloosheid en onvermogen tot het voeren van een gesprek ontdekte hij steeds opnieuw. Elke keer weer. En hoe weinig acht sloeg men op hem. En zo onverdiend. Daar was hij van overtuigd. De wereld moest nu maar tegen de vlakte. Als de commercie voor hem als klant geen belangstelling meer had, was er geen reden aan te voeren de mensheid nog langer te laten voortbestaan.
In-betweens here. There's not such an extreme of one type of gay and another type of gay as there is in London. And it's more like a lot of people who happen to be gay, and by the way, they're just people, you know. Yeah. And it's good fun.
This is...
On a Sunday afternoon, really couldn't get away too soon. I can't imagine anything that's better. The world is ours whenever we're together. There ain't a place I like to be instead.
A lot of Amsterdam is...
And Cruyff has scored. Cruyff gets up. How to finish with perfection.
talk to any Dutchman.
Well, there's one thing I would like to say is that we don't paint for money, because then our reason for painting would be entirely gone.
This is Radio Conrad. This is Radio Conrad. Calling for the BBC. This is Radio Conrad.